It's very difficult to get accurate information. How much available silver and copper is left in available supplies? We can see the COMEX inventories, Commodities Future Exchange, that's almost run out. 1 month at the current rate of depletion, they'll all be gone. But that's mostly just trading paper and digital promises. So when they've drained, they can carry on. London Bullion Market Association, we can see about 1 or 2 months, they will be emptied completely. They go right down to almost zero. But again, paper and digital illusions of silver. And the Shanghai Futures Exchange, we can see they've got hardly any left. They're getting depleted. Are there any other large stockpiles of silver left on Earth? Possibly. I mean, there's been a deficit for years now. More silver has been getting put into industry and used up than is being mined every year. So where's the silver? It's coming from somewhere. Where's it coming from? You cannot build circuit boards and smart rockets with paper or digital promises of silver. It has to be real silver. And these things cannot be made without real silver. Where's it coming from? I think they're scraping the bottom of the barrel. They are desperate for the last remaining ounces of silver in available supply. And let's clarify this. Silver is never going to go extinct on planet Earth. In fact, the amount of atoms of silver on planet Earth never really goes up or down. It is finite. It is set. But we're talking about what is in available supplies. When they're shooting off thousands of rockets and drones and anti-aircraft defense rockets every day, using up all this silver, and they need to make, the factories are going into overdrive, employing extra people, spare no expense. We've got to replenish our stocks of missiles and anti-missile defense systems and computer systems keep getting blown up. The radar, the AWACS systems are all getting targeted and blown up. They need to be replaced. That needs to use up a lot of silver and copper. How much is left? Very little. There are reports. My friend who runs the silverwars.com website, please look at that. It's an amazing website. Links in the description below, silverwars.com. He's following how much silver and copper is needed for all these latest technologies. War now is all about technology. Different from the Second World War, it's all just very basic. Now it's all computer, AI, advanced technology systems. And the more advanced it gets, the more silver and copper is needed. And it's just no knowing how much is left. There must be some secret stockpiles that we didn't know about somewhere, feeding supply. But the signs are it's getting very desperate. And I can see very soon, it could be this year or next year, they're not going to be able to make the missiles. They're not going to be able to make the computer systems, the technology on the battleships, on the submarines, the airplanes, the data centers, the military data centers, the computer software, the systems. They've all got blown up and they need to replace them. Both sides, well, all sides, all countries who need these systems have been attacked. They need to replace them. They cannot get the silver and copper. Just before that time comes, the military installations, the production of all these military assets, and they're projecting, right, we need this much, this much, this much. Let's order all the parts we need. Now, there's many things that are getting scarce. The rare earth elements, or lots of other elements on the periodic table are getting scarce. Out of all of them, silver is the most essential, and it is the first on the list of elements on the periodic table that will become extinct in industrial quantities, means by the metric ton, in available supplies. We're talking about what is available. These weapons manufacturers and military asset manufacturers, wherever they are in the world, they set it out there. We're building this, right, in the ordering department. We need this much, we need ordering all these things. We need this much silver, this much copper. They're buying the circuit boards and things, the electrical components from the factories that are making it, the chips, and they can't get the silver. And they've made everything they needed to this time. Now they're on to the next batch, slightly advanced, more one, and they can't get the silver. And it goes to the top, it goes to the governmental level, and even above that, we are short of silver. We need this raw component. We need the silver and we need the copper. Military grade is the highest grade. It has to be the highest quality. They can't take shortcuts. They can't do thrifting. They need that silver to make these components. And I think this year or next year, the shortages are going to mean they cannot replace their stockpiles. It's all very well shooting thousands of rockets every day. Both sides are shooting thousands of flying objects, rockets, drones, manned planes. There's been at least 3 that we know about manned planes, F-15E planes, that have been shot down. Each plane had 2 pilots in it, the pilot and the co-pilot. All 6 survived. These are the ones we know about, and there are reports these other ones we don't know about happened at night time. But these 3 were in the daytime, and they were filmed by civilians. The videos went viral. The official story is it was friendly fire. Maybe that's true, I don't know. There's reports that it was actually Russians. The Russians are now helping the Iranians shoot down the Americans and the Israeli jets and things. I don't know. The fog of war, we don't know. Anything you hear on the mainstream news or alternative media, take it with a pinch of salt. It might be true, it might not be. We don't know. Anything might be not true. But it is true that they're using up so many military assets, ammunitions and computer systems that need lots of silver and copper. I can see the price suppression is keeping silver and copper right down. And any of us can go and buy silver and copper at these ridiculously suppressed cheap prices, which is a very wise thing to do. Keep taking silver and copper out of available supply. And then there's going to be shortages. Even though the price is really low officially, you cannot go and buy a bar of silver for that cheap, low, suppressed price. You can buy a paper or digital illusion of silver, but you can't buy real silver. The real market is disconnecting. Anybody who has got real silver will be charging the real free market price for it, which will be incredibly high. You say, no, look, the spot price is this much. It's only $100 and something per ounce. That's the spot price, and that's all you'll get if you've got an ETF or a digital illusion of silver. But no, this is the free market price. How much can you actually buy real silver for? It'll be way higher, and it's going to skyrocket. And the governments are going to try to confiscate. The governments are going to, as they have done before with both gold and silver. I don't think they've ever done it with copper, but now here we are in the late 2020s. There are severe shortages of copper going forward. Severe shortages. Supply-demand fundamentals of copper are extreme. That the demand for copper, especially military now, but all around the world, the demand for copper is way higher than supply. Supply cannot feed copper. Something's got to give. The price is going to go up. They might well this time around confiscate gold, silver and copper. And they might say, we need it for the war effort. We need it to keep making these munitions. You can save lives by forcing the shortage sooner than it would have happened anyway. We can all keep taking silver and copper out of available supply, drain available supply so that it becomes extinct in industrial quantities. They can't buy it by the ton to make all these thousands of rockets that are killing all these people. Keep taking silver and copper out of available supply.